Hi, and welcome to week 7, one-way ANOVA. I'm going to go through the homework. So our instructions tell us that our boss wants us to look and see if there are differences between departments, these 5 departments, on performance appraisal scores. So our independent variable is department here. And we have 5 levels, and we know it's our dependent variable in ANOVA because it's categorical. And our dependent variable is this sum performance appraisal score. So if we look in the Excel file, we can see it's already been summed for us. And we have these codes. We need to move it into, actually I've already saved it before. Save it to your desktop, close it. And if you have any problems opening it, you want to open it as an XLSX file. I had that problem earlier, so I just saved the Excel file as an XLS file, X, and was able to open it. Okay, so I'm going to say File, Open Data. I'm going to go to my desktop, which is where I've saved this. Switch the file type to Excel. And you can see I've got it twice here, but I want the one with the X on the end. There's only one Excel sheet, so I'm going to ask it to open that. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is label my variables and set up the values. We have 1 is administration or administrative, 2 is technology, 3 is finance, 4 is claims, and 5 is sales. And I got this from the homework instructions right here. So I'm going to say OK. And then my dependent variable is down here, and I need to label that. Notice even in my labels, I'm using capitalized words and I'm spelling it out. Okay, now I'm going to run the one-way ANOVA by going to Analyze, General Linear Model, and Univariate. Department is my independent variable, so we're going to put that in fixed factor. Performance appraisal is a dependent variable and goes there. We're going to click on post hoc, move department over here, and then we're going to check LSD under equal variance is assumed in the top right corner, and Danette C in the bottom right corner under equal variance is not assumed. Under options, we're going to move department over. We're going to click homogeneity test to get Levine's test, descriptive statistics to get our mean and standard deviation, estimates of effect size to get our partial eta squared. And I'm going to say OK. So first we have our sample, and we can see that it's not even. We also see that our standard deviations aren't very even, and we notice that Levine's is significant. So the first thing that I'm going to do is type in my Levine's here. I'm just putting the numbers as I go down the output. Levine's test was significant. F 490 equals 4.12. P is less than 0.01. Capitalize my P. I'm going to go back and italicize my F and my P. Therefore, equal variances could not be assumed, and Dinette's C post hoc tests were used. Okay. So the next thing we're going to report is our ANOVA table, our between groups table. Pull back up my thing. So we can see that we're just going to read this department line, and we do have a significant p-value. So I'm going to write this as there was a significant difference between departments on PA scores, comma. Now I'm just going to copy this F because I've already italicized it and got the spacing right. I need to change the value 3.02, and I'm getting that right here in the F column. And the p-value is going to be less than 0.05. But the other thing is I need to put in my partial eta squared. So I put in a P. I'm going to go to symbol. And I'm going to select Greek here. I know it's different on Word, on a PC. But you're going to look for this symbol. I'm just going to drag it over. It's bolded, unbold it. Make sure it's the font that you're in. So I'm in Arial, so I want to make sure this is Arial. I want to italicize these two. And then I need to add a superscript of a 2. And my partial eta squared is 0.12, which is a medium effect. Okay, so the next sentence, ANOVA just tells us there are significant differences between these 5 levels. Then we look down to post hoc. We're going to skip LSD. We're just going to look at Dinette's C. And with Dinette's C, remember the p-value, the exact p-value is not given. We're going to use p is less than 0.05 for the asterisk. And we only have one asterisk here between claims and sales. And let's see, I just want to write down, before I go up and look at the means, I just want to write down the confidence interval, 0.50 to 13.22. 0.50 to 13.22. Okay, now I'm going to go back. So we know there's a significant difference between claims and sales. We go back to the means, and we see that claims is higher. Claims had significantly higher, it's plural, PA scores than sales. And this is P is less than 0.05. Make sure I italicize the P. And now I just need to stick my mean and standard deviation in there. So the mean for claims is 36.04. And the standard deviation is 9.70. Now I want to italicize these two, standard deviation, and I'm going to copy it in, copy it, and put it behind sales and change the numbers. Sales was 29.18. The standard deviation was 7.88. If we were to investigate PA score differences again, we could be 95% confident that there would be a 0.5 to 13.22 difference between the claims and sales departments. Okay, and then we have our Levines. I need to make sure to go back up and put my asterisk. Okay, so this is the write-up. You need to go to here and get your table. For this homework, you're only going to do the first table, so you just need to switch this to the labels that you were using. Don't forget that these titles are wrong. They need to be italicized. They need to have periods at the end. Make sure you do that. Leave these as they are. This is correct. Okay. We'll do this one next week. So the last thing to talk about is what you write up in your recommendations. And there's several points here. One being, anytime there's differences between groups and performance appraisal scores, that is not good. Individual differences are good. It's what we want and what shows us that that our performance appraisal instrument is useful and that it's differentiating between people. However, if whole groups of people are scoring higher and lower, men, women, ethnicity, departments, you've got a problem. So the first thing to do is investigate. Why is this going on? Are they the same performance appraisal items? Are any being tied to objective performance in claims and sales that we don't know about that could be causing differences? Do the managers need to be trained? This is probably a good suggestion and something to consider. Third, because of the Levines test being significant, there was a lot less significant than it should be, so you might notice some trends. And notice our confidence interval is pretty close to 0. So the difference could be 0 to 14 points or 13 points. So that's telling us in the future we don't really know. It could be small, it could be large, even larger. So we're not confident about the future. And honestly, the confidence intervals don't make that much sense because we're retrospectively looking at some data. But that should help give you some ideas of what you can write about. And if you notice some other trends, you might want to put that in there too. So if you have any questions, email me. And good luck, and I hope this was helpful.